Can you hear me? Hayuk, everyone. I think it's just going to stop. We'll see. Hayuk, everyone. I know it's a little bit late, but, you know, family's been calling me. People have been contacting me trying to find out what's happening with me. I've been quiet. Monday has passed. What happened? What happened? And quite honestly, I was feeling kind of quiet like afterwards. Like I was feeling like, I guess just tired. It's been a lot, filing in the higher courts and filing all these motions and just like feeling kind of over the whole ridiculousness of it. However, I am energized again and I feel very, 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 very happy and very, very excited because I feel the energy shifting. I feel the change and I feel and some things have come to fruition or come to light that I think was a problem. Now, I'm not going to be long tonight. People going to sleep. There's a storm brewing in places. But anyway, I'm not going to be long. I'm going to get to the point, right? So the point of this is that if you know you're the Indians and you're the Indians and you have your patented land and you've been lied to, you've been told you're from Africa, you've been told everything has been done to steal your country and your identity from you. You have to, if you don't understand, this is the baseline of what is happening in this world. I can't help you right now. We have to go and catch up later. All right. But that's what has happened. Everything is to make you believe you are a foreigner in your own land. They had spent 175 years transporting us away from our land. They started removing the Acawmacke from our land in 1787. We've got family in Nova Scotia and in maybe some still left in Sierra Leone because a lot of those were annihilated by the Africans. But we got people to prove it in Nova Scotia. They have been removing Indians since, the so-called Columbus, okay? They've been removing us. If a lot of people don't know true history, they know his story that was taught to us in order to defraud us. The fact that we are as amazing and as productive and as inventive and as, just resilient of a people that we are, with all the things that's done to destroy us repeatedly, it's amazing. I can't even get into it. It makes me want to just cry when I think about how amazing we are and all that we go through to still be here as strong and bold and powerful and beautiful and positive and loving and giving and sharing. Like, that's insane. But I'm going off the track. What I want to focus on is y'all understanding the fact of why this lady is insisting on fighting for land and saying that she is an Acawmacke Indian. And why the Commonwealth went so far as to, I think I put too many M's or something. Anyway, to say she's a criminal. I sure did. Anyway, let's go. The reality of this is that knowing your genealogy, knowing who you are, knowing if you keep going back, all these stories of he was born a slave, it was a slave graveyard, it was a sharecropper house. They lie about everything. The history that you are told by these sinister people is false. Okay? We had courts, we had cities, towns, we were moguls, we were traveling the planet, we had industry, we had inventions, we were an advanced civilization here. The patents is evidence of that right there, because patents don't exist anywhere else in the planet. Whose invention is it? Ours. Okay. So this patent, which is ownership, it's the highest form of ownership. The Acawmacke Gingaskin crown patent is huge. It is the largest form of ownership and title compared to the U.S. corporate deed. There is no comparison. The U.S. corporate deed is just a tiny piece of paper compared to the huge poster, the huge board of information and the board of ownership and the huge large plaque of ownership that be the Gingaskin crown land patent. It is the supreme title. I want y'all to see it visually, because you know we are visual people. We're a visual people. So you got to understand that these people know that this thing exists. They buried it with these deeds that they made up, which are not title. They're not true title. And they aren't a higher form of title. They're a lower form of title. They're a transference. They're assignment. It is not ownership of the land at all, because this land, the corporation can't own it, nor can anyone who is a citizen of the corporation own the land. Do you understand me? They cannot own the land. Now, what happened when I litigated in the higher courts about this land is that I was pro se. And I don't know if it would have been different if I had an attorney, because attorneys work with each other. They work within the system. So the attorney might have worked against me, and I might have been convinced that I was wrong. It might have even been worse for me, in my understanding, if I had worked with a deceitful attorney who had said, well, you tried. You know what I mean? We tried our best, took all my money, and then said, we tried our best. Oh, well. The judge decided. See, that would have been detrimental. But that, if I hadn't sued pro se and I didn't go through the process myself with the help of Amani Bay, Andre Grissett, I would have probably been deceived by my own attorney and would have thought I tried, But this is what really happened. What happened is this. The judge did, and I ain't going long now. The judge denied this. The judge denied that the patent being the absolute legal title to land. The land patent is derived from the U.S. Constitution. It makes the United States of America a party of interest in any attack on that title in a court of law. You see, the United States is a party of interest in this. So you need to understand that it is the absolute title and it's derived from the U.S. Constitution. Then what is a deed then? So these people that are angry at me, because this doesn't come from average people, because the properties that were quit claimed by the Acawmackes, not as in totality, not me, were quit claimed based upon the fact that we have the patented land, and therefore we are the owners of this land. Therefore, we have the ability to grant this land to ourselves because it is ours. It's just a formality. We don't even have to, in order to take back our land, we don't have to quit claim it. In reality, the patent in our blood is our title. We don't have to do anything with these courts or these people that are occupying it, because they are illegals. They are illegals. It was a courtesy and a very kind and considerate act that, first of all, made sure that the properties that were quitclaimed were vacant, vacation properties owned by people in mostly other states. In addition, one or two were, resort, resort or, properties. Another one was a vacant home for sale, right? Whatever the case, it wasn't like people were being like booted out of their houses like they're doing to my people on the Eastern Shore right now. They're booting out the daggone the senior citizens from Seabreeze apartments, and I had written for an injunction, a congressional inquiry about this in 2023. They ignored me. I was ignored. They never looked into a congressional inquiry about this daggone removal, because they're all in on it. Virginia allegedly is the criminal. They put old people out of their house. And there's actually another patent, an additional patent that says the Indian, it's like the elderly Indian patent. There's so many, everything's patented up. It's all covered. And they hide it. They write books to try to hide it, but then they inadvertently tell on themselves because they're not really good at keeping up with lies, because lies are hard to keep up with. Kayuk. Good evening, everybody. So the thing about it is, they did this thing. The deed is a signed legal document that transfers ownership from one of an asset from one person to another. It is a signed legal document that transfers ownership. Whereas the patent is absolute legal title. You see the difference? Absolute legal title up here, way up here. Where am I at? Somewhere up here. Up here. The deed. Where's my fingers? I don't know. Down here. Right? Down here. Yeah. No comparison. They cannot be compared. So the problem, I think, what part of the problem is the absolute narcissistic attitude of the citizens of the territory, because they think, how does she know? She's not a lawyer. How does she don't know what she's doing. She don't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know. That whole thought, the whole belief that this person doesn't know what they're doing. And as a matter of fact, it's true. I didn't know what I was doing to begin with. In the first few months, I had help. And then after that, I was learning as I went. But this is the thing. We are highly intelligent people. We learn quick. And to think that somebody's going to litigate since 2021 and not learn a thing or two, I guess you just thought I was faking it the whole time. I don't know. But if I was faking it the whole time, then maybe you could believe that I didn't know what I was doing. Maybe that's what they thought. They thought somebody else was doing it for me and I didn't know what I was doing. And therefore, when Judge Haynes dismissed my civil ejectment suit, the citizens sighed in relief because they obviously thought that would be the end of it. It's dismissed. Whew, God, let her, we don't got to worry about her anymore. Because they thought that I would be so, I don't know, so uneducated about what the patent is and what the law is, that I would think that the judge's dismissal was the law of the land. And I would not ever, that would end the issue forever. So I think when I said, wow, she dismissed it, that's a corrupt act. That is a corrupt act. I couldn't believe it. I was like, she took an oath to uphold the Constitution. Like, how? What? I was shocked, really. But I guess they all work in unison to keep that's how important it is to keep the African American to make them an African American, and to keep you from knowing that you are the American Indian, and to keep you from getting what is rightfully yours, and to have your rightful status on your land, running things. Well, so they didn't think that I would realize that dismissal holds no credibility, legality, lawfulness, ethics, fairness, or justice. Like, it was completely a corruption. They didn't think I would realize that. They thought I would be like, oh, the kid, the judge said made her decision. Oh, well, I tried. No, that was not how it went. Because this is how it goes. A federal judge may attempt to dismiss a Indian Crown patent case based on a statute of limitations, but several principles could override such a dismissal. And here's how the law applies. The trust doctrine. The U.S. has a fiduciary duty to protect indigenous land rights. They have a duty to protect our land rights. In addition, the Non-Intercourse Act 25 U.S.C. 177 prohibits the sale or transfer of Indian land without federal approval, and has been challenged and has been used to challenge land dispossession regardless of the time passed. Regardless of the time passed, it's been used. So I guess the citizens didn't realize that getting a judge to corrupt herself would not deter someone who knows the law that protects their property, their land. Getting getting all these entities to defile, to defraud is not enough to stop an American Indian who knows their rights to their land. And unfortunately, at this place in time in history, Cayuke, there are more of us that are coming to this knowledge by the millisecond. The millisecond. And most of you citizens on the Eastern Shore don't understand what's happening in the planet right now. You don't got to worry about woke, because there is a mass awakening occurring. A mass awakening is occurring. So, try to put me in jail if you want to. Put me in jail if you want to, because it's all going to come out in the wash. This cannot stand. This cannot stand, man. It just cannot. A federal judge may try to dismiss an Indian crown land patents case based on a statute of limitations or latches. But if the land was never lawfully ceded, there is no statute of limitations. And baby, they didn't even learn about ceding land and stuff until like the late 1800s. The Indian Non-Intercourse Act provides, or mid-1800s, the Indian Non-Intercourse Act provides protection, potentially overriding time-based dismissals. The Supreme Court precedent is mixed, so the specifics of the case, evidence, treaties, and jurisdiction are crucial. As a result of the judges, not only in the federal court, district court of Virginia, but also in the U.S. Court of Appeals in Virginia, they all failed in their fiduciary duty to protect the indigenous land rights, and they did deny their oath to uphold the Constitution by dismissing the land patent. And I guess they just don't care. But maybe they'll care once all this comes to light and people start standing up for our rights, for our land in unison. Maybe they'll realize, you've made a big issue. And they'll realize they're on the wrong side of the law. And they'll end up in orange suits, as they should be, because they are committing a crime. Now, what I need the citizens to know on the Eastern Shore is that the crime wasn't committed by the Acawmackes. Reclaiming your land, it's been put in the paper. Signs were put out. Letters were put out. Newspaper articles were written. Interviews were given. This is not an act of crime, deceit, or secrecy. It was done in your face. It was done very openly, honestly, and it has been an effort since 2021 or before. So this is not a crime also, because if you have the highest title, let's go back to the biggest one. If you have the highest title, the biggest title, right? You cannot be an encumbrance. When you have the highest title, which is what I'm charged with, 51 counts of filing a lien, which there is no lien, or maliciously filing. It has to be maliciously too. There's no malice. So that element's missing. It can't be malice when you put it in the paper, when you make legal announcements, when you send letters out. Oh, there's another factor that makes it not a crime that's kind of big. Well, there's several. It's just That's what wears me out about writing for this case, is that there's so many elements that are false in this case that shows that there is no probable cause, that it wears me out. I get tired from looking to say, oh yeah, and this is another reason, and another reason, and another. I get exhausted from the level of corruption in this. It wears me out. It frustrates me. That's what frustrates me. I'm not frustrated by possibility of them being so corrupt that they throw me in jail. I'm not afraid of it, because that's going to be like that was like gasoline on a fire, baby. Things are going to rocket if they do that. It's going to rocket if they do that. So I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it also because, it'll give me time to get some things done. I'll be able to get in shape. I'll, go on a diet. It's going to be like beneficial in a lot of ways. So I'm not really like, I don't fear that, or I don't, these things are whatever. The reality is there is nothing that's going to stop or dissuade the Acawmackes or the other American Indians from getting their land back. Because the reality is, it is preordained. It's destiny. This is happening now. This is happening now. So when you have the biggest, highest land, the land patent, and they have the little tiny deed, your land patent can't be an encumbrance. Okay? Their deed is an encumbrance to you. And let's say there is no such thing as a deed or the land patent. Oh, it's not even real or whatever. Well, then that means there's no crime, because it's not even a land patent. So how can it be a crime? So either way you look at it, it's not a crime. It's not a crime. The crime that's being committed is the stolen land from the Acawmacke Indians. And the crime that's being committed is a lot of defrauding by the Commonwealth. And let's go look at that. So the Commonwealth of Virginia. Now look at this symbol. Even this is a bold old lie. Look at this. Oh, Virginia is standing on the tyranny of England. Man, they really, what is that? Some kind of sexual position? That's what it looks. It looks very suggestive. What is that image? That looks crazy. But anyway, it looks very erotic. Okay, it looks like an erotic picture. So this erotic image that is a symbol of Virginia, which is an embarrassment, is a complete fallacy, because first of all, it's still a Commonwealth. Y'all so clicked up with England that Virginia's still a Commonwealth. And England has many, many economic strongholds and connections to Virginia to this day. So stop the bull. It's no Sic Semper Tyrannis. They're not a Tyrannus, not England. You're not stepping on the chest of Tyrannus. You daggone, y'all just might as well just lay down and kiss and hug, because that's what's really going on. Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia defrauded the citizens with false historical education and legislation. They defrauded the citizens with this misinformation to make you believe that, yeah, oh, it's okay. You can live anywhere, do anything. The Indians are a nice little history that you can learn about, that they're good. They're all disappeared. They're all gone away with the Trail of Tears. And, it's all for us, whoever wants to get it. Now, what the real evil thing about the citizens that are angry are mostly, like I said, investment, real estate, racketeers. I'm not even going to get into this on that live, because it's going to be short. I'm about to be done. They defrauded the people into believing that the land they occupy is free and clear. It ain't free and clear. Really, all you got to do is look into it. If you know that the Indian land cannot be removed without a nation removing it, like us removing it ourselves, really, because really the patents is about the Indians. The Indians, everything emanates from the Indians' constitution and the Indians' daggone patent. So if we don't remove it from ourselves, basically nobody can remove it from us. That's the real truth of the matter. Virginia continues the fraud by perpetrating this misinformation and ruling in the court in defiance of the Constitution, the Supremacy Clause, and the Indian Non-Intercourse Act. They do perpetrate misinformation and they defy the Constitution in court. That is wrong. And the fact that you would say, I'm going to lock you up for claiming your land, Indian, and at the same time you calling me chief. Really? That's weird. They talk Indian talk in court, but the paperwork looks like I'm a sovereign citizen, just willy-nilly, just writing quitclaims for no reason. But then when you look at the quitclaims, it's entirely about the patent. It's customized to claim the patent. It's customized to show that we are claiming it from the Acawmackes to the Acawmackes based on the patent. We're declaring the patent in the daggone quitclaim. We're showing the patent in the daggone quitclaim. Everything's in there. Virginia defrauded the federal government by making claims that the Virginia Assembly had the authority to remove the land from the Acawmacke, Powhatan, Gingaskin Indians. Virginia Assembly had never had any authority to take away nothing, to make allotments, to do any of that. And we've been taught that in school. And it's promoted every day on websites. The Library of Virginia promotes this lie. Virginia is defrauding. Virginia is miseducating. If you want to be upset because you're losing, be upset at the title people, the title corporation that said you had a clear title. Did they tell you that? Or did they tell you about the patents and they said, don't worry about it? Be mad at yourself if you ignored the patent. Be mad at the title company if they didn't tell you, they told you it wasn't important. But be mad at Virginia because they made you think that they removed the Indian land and removed the Indians from being Indian. Be mad at them for that misinformation, that bold lie. And lastly, they defrauded the Acawmacke Indians by making it appear that reclamation of crown patented Indian land is time limited. Well, really, that was the feds that actually lied and said it was time limited. The Virginia U.S. District Court. See, they're all in cahoots. These Virginia, whether it's federal or whether it's circuit court, they're all friends, you know. So the circuit court got with the federal district court allegedly, and they said, "Yeah, we got to make this go away." So the reclamation of the Indian crown patented land is never time limited, and it is not a crime. As a matter of fact, what we need to call it is justice. Anna.